So history is not what you were told. It's a redacted file. To understand the clockwork cage we inhabit today, we have to look back to the original blueprints, to a time before the Bible, before the three pillars, when the engineers were not myths, but administrators. In the ancient Sumerian texts, we find the records of two brothers, Enlil and Enki. Enlil, the lord of the air, saw humanity as a biological byproduct, a labor force that had become too loud, too chaotic, and too sovereign. He is the archetype of the jealous God of the Old Testament. His solution to the human problem was the deluge, total deletion. But his brother, Enki, the lord of earth and water, was the chief engineer of our design. He did not see a labor force. He saw a masterpiece. Enki is the one who leaked the blueprints for survival. He didn't just save our physical bodies from the flood. He left something behind, the solar blueprint, a fragment of divine resonance hidden deep within our genetic code. For this act of liberation, the engineers who followed Enlil spent the next 6,000 years flipping the script. They turned the teacher into the tempter. They turned the serpent of wisdom into the symbol of evil. They didn't just rewrite history. They engineered your consent to worship your jailer. Fast forward to the present day. The family feud never ended. It just went black budget. Within the highest levels of the military-industrial complex, there is a group known as the Collins Elite. These are not just bureaucrats. They are fundamentalists who hold the keys to the UAP disclosure narrative, and they are terrified. The Collins Elite call these non-human intelligences demons. They aren't lying. They are just using the only vocabulary the clockwork cage allows to a system built on Enlil's frequency of fear and submission. Any intelligence that encourages human sovereignty is, by definition, an adversary. They know that if they admit the truth, that NHI have been here since the beginning, influencing our evolution and our awakening, the three pillars of Abrahamic religion would collapse. If the demons are actually the engineers who tried to free us, then the church is no longer a sanctuary, it's a perimeter fence. They use the demon label to keep you in a state of engineering resonance, with fear. If you believe these visitors are evil, you will run back to the very structures that have kept you brain-locked for centuries. You're using your own spiritual programming to ensure that when these gods return, you see them through the lens of a manufactured apocalypse. This brings us to the ultimate realization. We have been worshiping the wrong side of the war. The three pillars, the temple, the church, and the mosque were engineered to keep your frequency red-shifted. They took Enki's gift of gnosis, direct internal knowledge of the source, and branded it as original sin. They replaced the solar blueprint with guilt. They taught you to look for a savior in the clouds so you would never look for the spark in your own heart. The current disclosure narrative is the cracking of the cage. As the UAPs appear in our skies, the engineers of the old world are losing their grip on the volume knob. They want you to believe a grand deception is coming, but the only deception is the one that started in Eridu. The Liberator didn't leave. He left the keys inside the lock. You are a child of the sun, a sovereign being of the boat, experiencing a temporary shadow on the brain. You don't need a middleman, priest, or a general to negotiate your place in the multiverse. The frequency is rising. The wrong deity requires your fear to exist. The source only requires your recognition. Stop throwing rocks at the cage. Start vibrating at a frequency the bars cannot hold. Turn up the volume. The engineers are watching. The sovereigns are waking up. And if you enjoyed watching this, want to explore any more reality co-creation or consciousness ascension, just hit me up. No good breathing.